Greetings, I am Steve Van Arsdale, editor of TheReeler.com, and welcome to another episode of ReelerTV. This week we visit with rocket science director Jeffrey Blitz, and we are in the lobby with New York Magazine film critic Logan Hill. First, the news. Film Forum released its slate of films for the fall, and what a slate it is. We found out that Todd Haynes' new film, I'm Not There, that's the biopic about Bob Dylan with 6 actors playing the musician, will open November 21st at Film Forum for an ongoing engagement on 2 screens. That's a pretty big deal. And Control, also, which is Anton Corbijn's biopic about Joy Division lead singer Ian Curtis, that will screen October 10th to 23rd. Tony Kaye's documentary, Lake of Fire, will open there as well. John Turturro's new film, Romance and Cigarettes, documentaries about Chuck Close, Karl Lagerfeld. It's really something. You should check it out at filmforum.org. They have all kinds of stuff going on this fall, so good luck to them. Also, tragedy struck this week as the legendary filmmaker Ingmar Bergman passed away at age 89. He was the genius behind Seventh Seal, Wild Strawberries, Persona. You know him, you love him. And not to be outdone, Michelangelo Antonioni also perished at 94. We're going to miss him. He was L'Avventura, L'Eclisse, and a number of other classics. So those two are sorely missed. And Jean-Luc Godard, I hope you have insurance and are staying indoors today.
Vem är du?
Jag är döden.
Kommer du för att hämta mig?
Jag har redan länge gått vid din sida.
Det vet jag.
Är du beredd?
Min kropp är rädd. Inte jag själv.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And stay like that. It's good for you.
All right, fellas, rest in peace. In other news, if you haven't done so yet, you should check out the website pictureny.org. This is the website of Picture New York, which is a filmmakers advocacy group that was started recently to challenge new permit and insurance regulations proposed by the mayor's film office. It's a really complicated situation whose dynamics we don't have a whole lot of time to get into right here, right now, but picturenewyork.org has all the information you need, including the full text of the regulations, and let it suffice to say that if these pass, independent filmmaking in New York City will be a little harder and a lot more expensive. The public comment period on these rules expires August 3rd, which is this coming Friday. So if you have something to say about it, say it now. There's a petition online at pictureny.org. 10,000 people have signed it so far. You can be the next one, and just learn a little more about it. Next up, why don't we do an interview? Jeffrey Blitz is the director of Rocket Science, which is a hilarious new comedy, exquisitely written, about a young stutterer in New Jersey who joins his high school debate team.
Let's get down and dirty.
Coach Lumley said someone always gets creamed and never comes back. I'll be filling that slot, whomever's that may be.
I don't really know what to do here.
This is the girls' room, so...
Now, you went from a documentary about competitive spelling from a feature about competitive debating. What is it about these intellectual competitions that appeals to you as a storyteller?
I think it has more to do with the world of junior high school and high school, actually, that it feels like it's a place where people haven't developed the resources to try to kind of defend themselves against their own emotions in a way. So in these high school settings, you get kids who feel things in a really raw way and then express those feelings in a really raw way. And I think that they did in Spellbound. They're very emotionally honest at that age. And I tried to carry that same sort of idea over into Rocket Science also, to have real emotional honesty.
Sure. And what were some of the, the directorial, lessons or, just inclinations that kind of led from Spellbound to Rocket Science as a director?
I tried to never adopt a very adult tone with them and act like I knew better than they did. I tried to really be open to what they had to share, kind of themselves, of their lives, and we were working on Spellbound. I tried to be the same kind of director on Rocket Science, where we have a very young cast, but I didn't want to feel like I knew better than they did, so that if they would come with ideas for sort of what their character might say or do in that moment, I would really try to think seriously about whether or not there was stuff that I could pilfer and put into the movie. But then I think in a more global way, when you work on a documentary, you must learn to like roll with the punches, that the world presents you what it presents you, and you have to deal with that. It's a great lesson to bring into a fiction film, because in a fiction film, you want to pretend like you're completely in control of what's going on, but there are so many variables that you've introduced into it, tons of cast and crew and an actual world that you need to shape, that nothing goes as planned at all, and you need to figure out how to salvage the most essential parts of the story from what the world decides to present to you.
All right, we are here in the lobby with Logan Hill from New York Magazine. How are you, Logan?
I'm great.
Great, cool. So let's talk about a few movies this week. First one is El Cantante. It's the biopic of the legendary salsa sensation Hector Lavoe. What did you think?
It's a biopic. You're right. It's biopic in every way that a biopic can be a biopic, in all the bad ways that a biopic can be a biopic. It's kind of the ultimate biopic. It's the biopic you see because you're going to want to go see the John C. Reilly Walk Hard this fall. Yeah, the comedy version of it this fall. I mean, it kind of hits every predictable note and totally drove me crazy. I mean, mainly as a writer here in New York, you're so excited about this film because it's about Hector Lavoe, this guy who kind of gave birth to Nuyorican music, this whole idea of salsa music, movement from merengue to salsa. He made these incredible records with Willie Colon, who I love. And it's just kind of, it's this huge missed opportunity. It just seems like a star-driven project built for Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony.
All right, well, next is The 10, which is David Wain's adaptation, quote-unquote, of the 10 Commandments, a comedy ensemble, star-driven cast. What did you think of this one?
Comedy is hard, right? What my basic feeling about this one is that, God, comedy is hard. Like, no matter how many talented people you get together, it's still hard to make somebody laugh most of the time. Comedy is always this batting average thing. Like, you're not going to make somebody laugh every time, but you just try to hit above 400 or something like that. And, with this one, you've got 10 skits, and you kind of keep that number in your head. Like, how many of these I actually think was funny? And I think I'm sort of maybe 3 or 4. I think the sort of orgy animated scene with the rhinoceroses was pretty awesome. But I had some of the other scenes left me flat.
Winona Ryder falls in love with a dummy, though.
Yeah.
Can you beat that?
You can't. I mean, and she steals him, right? Right. So it's like it works on every way. She's fantastic. I want to see more of her.
All right, well, thank you very much to Logan Hill from New York Magazine for joining us in this episode of ReelerTV. Thanks also to our hosts at the Pioneer Theater. They are terrific people, and we love them. And remember, you can read about these films and everything else going on in New York cinema at thereeler.com. That site's going to be going, as always, throughout the summer, but we're going to take a little bit of a break here at ReelerTV, take a few weeks off, refresh our batteries, and we will be back at the end of August with much more. So until then, I am St. Van Aersdale, signing out.